So we hear a ton about AI agents these days, right? We're not just talking about AI that can answer your questions, but AI that can actually get up and do stuff. Well, it turns out Microsoft is making a massive bet to own this space, and their whole strategy boils down to one single unified framework. This right here is the multi-million-dollar question, isn't it? We've all seen AI get amazing at digging up info and summarizing it. But what about actually booking the flight for you, not just finding it? Or automatically fixing a supply chain problem instead of just writing a report about it? That's the huge leap from passive knowledge to active work. And that's exactly the promise of AI agents.
But to make that happen, Microsoft had this big internal tug of war they had to sort out first. You see, for a while, if you were a developer trying to build these agents on their platform, you were stuck. You had to make a really tough choice.
And this lays out the conflict perfectly. On one side, you had AutoGen. It came straight out of Microsoft research, so it was totally bleeding edge. It was fantastic for building these wild teams of agents that could work together in really dynamic ways. But it was an experiment. Then on the other side, you had Semantic Kernel. This was the rock-solid, secure, enterprise-ready option. So developers were caught in the middle. Do I go with the flashy, innovative research project or the stable, production-ready workhorse? You couldn't have both. Yeah, that kind of split couldn't last. So Microsoft's answer is to bring it all together with a single, unified solution that's designed to end the debate for good. It's called the Microsoft Agent Framework, or MAF for short. And the strategy here is actually pretty simple and kind of brilliant. Math isn't just another option. You can think of it like a peace treaty. It's the official successor that takes the best of both worlds, built by the very same teams. It grabs that dynamic, multi-agent magic from AutoGen and fuses it directly onto the rock-solid, business-ready foundation of Semantic Kernel. So, and this is the really crucial part, this isn't just a friendly suggestion from Microsoft. They are making it crystal clear. This is the only path forward. Both of the old frameworks are now in maintenance mode. What that means is they'll get security patches, but no new features. All the innovation, all the future support, all the energy is being poured into MUF. For any business, that's a huge green light. It signals stability and a very clear direction. Okay, so now we get why MAF exists. But how does an agent built with this thing actually, work? Well, it all really boils down to three main parts. First, you've got reasoning. This is, for all intents and purposes, the agent's brain. When you tell it, find me the best flight to Tokyo, the reasoning part is what kicks in to analyze that goal, come up with a plan, and figure out the steps to take. Right now, that's usually a big model like GPT-4o, but the whole framework is built to be flexible.
Next, a brain needs information to work with. It needs a briefing, and that's its context. To find the best flight to Tokyo, the agent needs to know your travel dates, what your budget is, maybe even your airline preferences from your last conversation. All of that is context. It's how we feed the agent the specific info it needs to make smart, relevant choices.
And finally, the agent needs hands to actually take action. These are its tools. So for booking that flight, a tool might be an API call to the airline. For analyzing sales data, a tool might be a Python script. Now, the key principle here is that tools only execute. They don't think. The brain makes the decisions, the hands do the work. And that separation is absolutely vital for building reliable AI systems. But here's where MAF really starts to blow your mind. It moves way beyond just a single agent. This is where we see how you can orchestrate whole teams of agents to go after really, really complex problems. MAF gives developers a bunch of different management styles for these agent teams. You can make them work sequentially, kind of like an assembly line, or you can go concurrent and have a bunch of agents attack a problem at the same time to get different points of view. You can even have them hand off tasks from one specialist to the next, just like escalating a customer support ticket. But then, there's the most powerful pattern of them all. And that is the magentic pattern. Now this is a real game changer. Imagine having one agent whose only job is to be the manager for a team of expert agents. You give this manager a really complicated, open-ended problem, one where you don't even know the right steps, and the manager can dynamically call in the right specialist at the right time. It might bring in a research agent, then a coding agent, then a data analyst, creating a solution on the fly. It is literally an AI project manager. Okay, this all sounds incredibly powerful, right? But businesses are always going to ask the hard questions. Is it safe? Is it secure? Is it ready for production? Well, MAF was built from the ground up to let you answer with a confident yes. Because it's integrated with Azure AI Foundry, Math gets a whole toolbox of governance features right out of the box. Task adherence, for example, make sure an agent doesn't just go rogue and start doing things you didn't ask it to. Prompt shields help protect against malicious attacks. And things like PII detection are absolutely crucial. It can automatically spot and handle sensitive personal info, which is a total non-negotiable for compliance. And of course, it has built-in hooks for a human to step in and approve things when needed.
Beyond safety, there's the other big question that keeps CFOs up at night: cost. Using these powerful models isn't free, and those costs can be really hard to predict. MMLF tackles this head-on.
It basically has a built-in smart meter that uses an open standard called OpenTelemetry. This thing automatically tracks everything: how many tokens you're using, which AI models are being called, and exactly what it's all costing you. This gives you complete financial visibility and the data you need to optimize your spending, which is an absolute must-have for deploying AI at scale. What's also fantastic is that Microsoft is clearly trying to avoid locking you into their system. MAF supports something called the agent-to-agent, or A2A protocol. Just think of it like a universal translator for AI agents. It means an agent you build with MAF can talk and work with agents built on totally different platforms, like Google's Vertex AI or LangChain. This is huge because it means your systems can work together in a world with lots of different tech.
So, what does this all mean for the future? Where is this train headed? Well, Microsoft has actually laid out a very clear roadmap for us.
As you can see, the public preview is already out there for early adopters who want to start playing around. The full production-ready version 1.0 is coming in early 2026. But what I find really interesting is what comes right after that: low-code and visual design tools. That's a huge signal that Microsoft doesn't just want elite coders building agents. They want to make this accessible to a much, much wider audience.
So, if you boil it all down, the big takeaway is this: Microsoft's agent framework isn't just about cool new AI tricks. It's about taking those cutting-edge, dynamic, multi-agent powers and wrapping them up in a package that an enterprise can actually trust, one that's stable, secure, compliant, and won't give you a surprise bill at the end of the month.
Which leaves us with one final thought. The technology to automate really complex, unpredictable work is no longer just a research project locked away in a lab. It's here, and it's being packaged for serious business use. So the question for every leader is shifting from if to when and where. And for your business, is it time to hire your first agent?